I would be upset. If I'm a Juventus fan this morning, I would be very upset. Not because they lost to Milan, right? You could lose to Milan, it happens. I'm a Milan fan, and I'll say it honestly. I think Juventus was the better team in that first half. They deserved a little more in that first half. They had some good occasions, and if it wasn't for bad decisions with the ball, they might have scored. They might have won that game. At the end, you didn't, and that's fine. That happens. But if I'm a Juventus fan, I'm not really upset at the loss. I'm upset of what was said post-game by my coach. Allegri coming out and saying that if he really wanted to win, he wouldn't have joined Juve because he had better options on the table. That to me is very upsetting. As a soccer fan, I feel a bit disgusted for the Juventus fans because Juventus fans, let's be honest, Juventus and their fans have had a horrible season off and on the pitch, a tormented season, right? On the pitch because they started very badly. The first 3 months of the season, they couldn't put 2 wins together. Yes, they recouped in the second half, not because Allegri gave them a system or because they had a sense or a style of play. They basically hunkered down, hoped that nobody would score again against them, and hoped that that 1 goal, 2 goal was enough to win the games. That's basically what they did. And it worked because they recouped a lot of points on a lot of teams. But for you to come out and say that Juventus wasn't built for the win, not a lot of teams in Italy can afford to spend 80 million euros on Vlahovic in January and then buy Bremer for like 40 million euros in August. That's 120 million euros in about 6 months. Besides the fact that you sign Di Maria, Kostic, Pogba, Paredes, name them, right? I don't think Di Maria, Pogba came to Juve to finish in the top 7. You were built to try and win, right? That certain choices didn't pan out, that's another story, right? Because all of the choices, Pogba was injured the entire season. Paredes wasn't as good as they thought they were going to be. Milik was good at the beginning of the season, but then got injured, never came back. Di Maria, gotta be honest, sometimes he was the light of that team, and sometimes he was the darkness. Let's be honest, too many on and offs. Not a lot of teams in Italy can do that. Milan's calciomercato was based off youngsters. De Ketelaere, Vranks, Tia, name them. Inter was basically based on free agents. Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan, Onana. Then they loaned Lukaku, Bellanova, Aslani. All players that came in for 0. Did it pan out more than the Paredes, Di Maria, and everybody else? Yes. Yes, it did. But Inter came off a season where they had to sell Lukaku and Hakimi to make sure that they had money for the next season. So that you say that you're not built for the win, that you're not built to actually compete. Because let's not forget, on the field, they were eliminated from the Champions League in the group stage. Yes, they lost the semifinals for the Europa League. The first 3 months of the season were horrible. Horrible. Nobody thought that Napoli was going to win the Scudetto, guys. Everybody thought Juventus might be challenging for the Scudetto the way they were built. Napoli, let's not go crazy. After losing Insigne, Koulibaly, Fabian Ruiz, Mertens, Ospina, name them. Nobody thought Napoli was going to win. Not even Napoli fans. If they're honest, they will tell you, after losing everybody, nobody thought they were going to win. And nobody knew Kvaratskhelia was going to be so good. Nobody. So for Allegri to say that he wasn't built for the win, that the team wasn't built to win, if I'm a Juventus fan this morning, annoyed. Like I said, nobody can say that Juventus didn't have a tormented season. And I'll be even more honest, even if Juventus would have won yesterday and would have won the next game and would have made the Champions League, it would have been for nothing because UEFA wouldn't have allowed it. And I could guarantee that because, yeah, that's the way it would have went. But don't say that if you really wanted to win, you wouldn't have gone back to Juve. That's a slap in the face for all the Juve fans that pay money week in, week out to go watch your team. To me, I would be disgusted, guys. Juve fans, write in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is it time to see Allegri go, or are you willing to see him another season? That's the big question. Is Juve willing to go with them for another season and risk another season like this year? Because this calcio mercato won't be as good as the other ones, especially if you don't make any European competitions. The debt now is almost at 300 million euros, if not more. Just throwing it out there. Let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe.